So if you want to get more views and more subscribers on YouTube, it's important to develop the habits that highly successful YouTube creators have. And on this channel, we've done interviews with multiple people as well as our own personal channels and have come up with 7 of the most important habits for really succeeding on this platform called YouTube. But hey, if you're new to this channel, we are video influencers, and I'm here with Benji Travis, the co-founder. And Benji, what is Video Influencers all about if people are new here?
Welcome to Video Influencers. Here we're helping build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. Sean and I, we have a huge passion for this platform, and it's done so much for our lives as well as the lives of so many other creators, business people, businesses. So we're here. We've got videos that we upload every single week to help you guys with your channel, to get more views, to get more subscribers. I'm excited, Sean, to dive right into it today.
I'm fired up, and today we're talking about the most important YouTube success habits. And look at this. Your habits will determine your future. You know, that's just a fact. Like in life, your habits will determine your future. So your YouTube habits are going to determine your YouTube future, right? And so, hey, if you're new, as Benji mentioned, we're helping you build your influence, income, and impact. And specifically, we're going to talk about these 7 habits. We're going to talk about actually one powerful and underused YouTube strategy towards the end of the video. We're going to do some Q&A today. And so, Gabby, you could probably help us pull some of the best questions, put those on a Google Doc that are related, and we'll have a lot more. But as we set the tone here, we pulled a couple quotes out, and this is Brian Tracy. He says, successful people are simply those with successful habits. So if we can identify the habits that make us successful on YouTube, then we will be more successful on YouTube, won't we? Mandino says, good habits are the key to all success. Bad habits unlock the door to failure. And so if we want consistent success, we need to be wondering, what are these habits? And so let's dive into them right now. And Benji, to kick it off with number 1, and that is, if you're going to have success on YouTube, you have to post videos on YouTube. What do you mean by that?
That's right. I mean, it's pretty basic, but so many of you will start this journey of YouTube and forget that at the end of the day, it's all about the upload. You know, the one thing that I know about all YouTubers, all content creators, business people that are using this platform, when there's just so much on their plate, they never ever miss that upload, creating content, because remember, that is the value you're delivering to the world. That's going to start the relationship. That's going to build the trust and ultimately make subscribers into raving fans, into customers, whatever that might be. And if you don't have a YouTube video, you don't have anything to build that relationship off of. So remember, always be delivering value. Always upload videos, because I can tell you, as someone that creates content, I always prioritize that. Every single creator that's on the platform, that is the number one thing they focus on every single day. Even when they're not creating the content, they're still thinking about the ideas or they're scheduling it. So make sure you upload to your channel.
Yeah, and I want to challenge you, influencers, because you know, sometimes we're so grateful for everyone in this community, but sometimes there's Q&A from people like, why am I not growing faster? Why are the views not happening? And whenever we do channel reviews, we go, okay, well, let's look at your channel. And if we look at your channel and in the past 4 months, you've posted 3 videos, there's a reason you're not growing. If you have not even posted any videos, there's a reason you're not growing. So it seems obvious, but like the key to succeeding on YouTube is posting videos on YouTube. Mic drop. You know, but I mean, obviously there's more to it, but that's definitely a foundational habit, which brings us to habit number 2, and that is goal setting. Goal setting. Benji, what do you think about when you think about goal setting?
Well, I mean, again, this is such a basic thing, but so many of you have a very broad idea of what you want to accomplish on this platform. So, you know, an example is you get onto this platform because you see these vloggers or YouTubers and they're getting famous and you're just like, I want to be famous too. That's like saying, I just want to go somewhere. I just want to go somewhere amazing. The more specific you are, the more clear you are about where you're going to go and the goals that you set, the better you're going to be able to navigate that course to get to where you want. If you literally just are on the platform, just kind of like, I'll upload here and I'll upload this and I'm just going to do that, and maybe this is going to happen one day, you're just never going to get to a destination, period. All YouTubers that I know that have succeeded at a very high level, They're setting, whether it's daily or weekly goals or yearly goals. For Sean and I, the goal was very simple for this channel. Even back in the day when we did this very part-time, on top of our busy schedules, we're like, hey, we got to get 2 videos up, one interview and one talking head video. The only other goal we had was write a book, which, by the way, we finally did, YouTube Secrets. But that was simple enough, and that was enough to get us to where we're going now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, goal setting can go to a lot of areas. So write a couple things down. Like, what is your goal of how often you're going to post on YouTube? What is your growth goal? But also, what is just some goals of your channel? We kind of titled this video based off the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is a famous book. And the second habit there is start with the end in mind. Having clarity. Where do you want this to go? Having a definite objective, as Benji mentioned. And so let us know in the comments, what is one of your goals on YouTube? Whether that's an upload goal, a growth goal, maybe a personal growth goal. Let us know. Post that in the comment section. And actually, if you're getting value out of this video, we're so pumped you're here live or on the replay. Hit the like button and let somebody know about this video, which brings us to number 3, and that is listening and reading comments. Benji.
Yes, and this is where you dive into the trenches, because it's not enough to upload your video to YouTube. You've got to be responding to the engagement that you get. And this is what I call the trenches of the platform, where you're getting in there and you're really reading people's comments. You're replying to people, but you're getting a pulse of what people are enjoying, what they're not liking, what maybe they want you to switch up, and realize that is kind of what's going to send you in the right direction to get more views, to get more subscribers. Because ultimately, what are we doing on this platform? We are creating content for people to watch, and you need to be able to get a sense of what they're thinking so that you can adjust your strategy to make greater content. Because that's one thing about YouTube, Sean. I'm sure you can agree with this. YouTube is not rocket science. If you create videos that people want to watch, they're going to promote your channel. They're going to promote your videos. And the one thing standing between you and your videos getting more views sometimes is just paying attention to what the audience is telling you about the upload that you just did on your channel.
100%. And a couple areas we recommend listening. And the third habit, if you're joining us, is listening and reading comments. This is the habits of the highly successful creators that last. Because when you are reading comments, there's a couple areas. You're going to get feedback about how to make your own videos better, what your audience wants. But we also recommend, maybe you're just starting, you're like, I don't get a ton of comments yet. Read the comments of other similar channels. Because if you have a similar channel in a similar niche or topic to what you're creating, you can get a pulse of what people want more of. Hey, stop making this maybe it's somebody else's channel. Stop making this. Do this instead. You're like, oh, that's a good video idea, because you're paying attention to the vibe, kind of what people are into, what they're maybe tired of. So you can listen not to the general conversation in your space, to your own comments. But then the last thing we want to say on this one is potentially listen to critical feedback. And we talk a lot about haters, and sometimes haters can be really discouraging, but I even think about myself by reading the comments for years. Sometimes people say, oh, you just keep repeating the same word over and over. And I might be like, well, it's kind of mean for you to point that out. But there's a grain of truth in there, because maybe I am. And so I've gotten better as a communicator, as a YouTuber, as a content creator, as a speaker, from getting sometimes feedback that is sometimes critical. Now, I'm not saying listen to trolls or if someone's being mean, but they might point something out and say, maybe they say you're kind of deceptive there. Or maybe they're saying, I felt a weird vibe. It's by listening, I think, and actually paying attention to the vibe of your audience that keeps you relevant and keeps you connected. And in business, they say this: the person who's closest to the customer wins. So the person that's closest to their community is going to win. When you know their emotions, what they're feeling, when you're spending time with them, when you're hanging out live, when you're doing this, and I see you bride and broom, I see you elementary, I see you drawing for beginners, I see you life ladder. Like, we want to know what you need. That's why today Benji did a survey of what are you going through. So anyways, listen and read comments, which brings us to really number 4, Benji, and that is continuous self-reflection. What are we talking about here?
One of the things that makes you powerful as an influencer, and so many of the superstars on this platform successful, is the fact that they're in tune with what they're passionate about. They're following their heart. They're, building upon the skills, the talents that they have, and that's what makes them amazing. Some of you might not be in tune with that. So having continuous self-reflection is key. I can tell you that, like this can happen at different levels, varying levels. Myself, I'm continuously asking myself, is this what I want to do? Every single month, I sit down with my planner. I'm looking at some of my goals I set at the beginning and then, for the whole year. And I'm like, am I still in tune with this? Is this what I enjoy doing? Am I having fun? Because when you're having fun, you're just going to come off better on camera. My wife, who is one of the most successful YouTubers I know, she probably does this more like on a yearly basis because she's so in tune with what she's passionate about. So whether you're just starting out or maybe you're into it a few years, maybe you've been on this platform for a decade, having continuous self-reflection and asking yourself, am I actually doing something that lights me up every single day, is the key to always being on fire and having a happy, a joyous time when you go live, when you create videos and you're talking to your audience.
Yeah, and this is so important because one of the biggest dangers in social media right now is comparison. Number one, comparison is the death of joy. So when you're worrying about what everybody else is doing, it just trips you out. But number two, it's really easy to just follow this person or that person and then just think, oh, that's what I should be doing, or I should be doing that. And what's even worse is following 50 people and trying to do what all 50 of them are doing. But when you look at highly successful YouTube creators, the truth is they're different. And the ones that are succeeding understand themselves. And I love what Benji's talking about. I've got to watch like him and Judy, how she's evolved. I met Benji and Judy. They didn't have kids yet. They have 3 daughters. They're vloggers, by the way, if you're new to them. They've got this vlogging channel. They didn't have a vlogging channel yet. They were just a couple, but they've evolved, right? Over a decade of being on YouTube. Now they're like doing family stuff. Judy has learned about having her mommy channel. If you look at Casey Neistat, he does something entirely different than Phil DeFranco. But all these Phil loves news and has built a show around that. And so your awareness of building around your passion, what is it you love? You want to be in your own lane. We want to appreciate people to the left and the right, but look, you can't be your favorite YouTuber. You need to be you times 2, tapping into your self-awareness. And this isn't easy. So that's why we're saying continuous self-reflection. It doesn't mean not taking action and getting tripped up in planning. It just means always pivoting your channel so that it's most aligned with your greatest strengths, with your greatest passions. Because the worst thing that could probably happen to a lot of us, it could be success. Because what would happen if you climbed to the top of the mountain only to realize you climbed the wrong mountain? You know what I mean? Like you might actually blow up, but you're like, I don't even love this. I don't even. And so that alignment is huge, especially to sustain it over the long haul and not burn out. And so we've been talking about the 7 habits of highly successful creators. Post videos on YouTube, number 1, goal setting, listening and reading comments, number 3, continuous self-reflection, daily and weekly routines, which brings us to number 6. And Benji, that is reviewing your results. What is that all about?
And did we already hit daily and weekly routines?
We are on daily and weekly routines. Yes, you're right. Number 5, keeping me on track is daily and weekly routines. Crush it, Benji.
And one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this and I'm reminding Sean to not skip it is because this can look different for different people, different creators, different business people, different just successful human beings. For me, my daily and weekly routine is daily, I look at my calendar and I just grind on the things that need to be done that day. And I just focus on that. Every single week, I bring out my planner and I write out what I need to do. And then on a yearly basis, I'm writing my goals out. That routine, day to day, week to week, year to year, has been such a huge part of my success. But is that the case for my wife? My wife's routine is every single night, I'm going to edit the content I captured today to be a vlog tomorrow. Those routines. And this can be as simple as like, first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is get some water, then some coffee, and then you, work on some, content creation, and then you're going to have breakfast, and then, you go for a run. If you have religious routines, it is so powerful. And so the reason I bring this up and that there's different examples, because all YouTubers have a different strategy. All business people have a different way of diving into it. The point being, have a routine that helps you create the most upside in your life, that gives you the best investment, right? Or best return on your investment, and keeps you creating content for YouTube. Because if you don't have a routine, you're just off in la la land and you're just flowing on the wind like that feather in the Forrest Gump movie. You're just not gonna get anywhere. So a powerful routine. If you are in sports, you know this. When you show up for practice, you always start out with a warm-up, and then you stretch, and then you do some drills, and then maybe you have a scrimmage at the end, and you do that every single time. That routine, very, very powerful. And I'm telling you that if you don't have one, you're going to be missing out on so much success.
And remember, we talked about earlier, like if there's no goals, there's no growth. Like if you don't have goals, goals are the key to success, or not goals, having habits. And these habits of, like, as Benji mentioned, we don't think that you have to do what somebody else does. You know, if someone plans, they have their special planner. You don't necessarily have to do that. Someone uses Google Docs, somebody else uses Evernote, somebody else has a different thing. But I'll tell you this, 0 people that have achieved long-term success have done it without organization, structure, or planning. And one of the biggest things that holds content creators back is not a lack of necessarily knowing what to do, but it's a lack of getting organized enough to actually execute on that. You know, we've all heard that knowledge is power, but that's just not true. Knowledge is potential power. Organized knowledge with action is the only way things get done. And a lot of us, you're juggling family and kids and school and work. And so when this is a side hustle, you need to be that much more disciplined about creating a routine, about creating systems and procedures. And yours doesn't have to be like mine. It doesn't have to be like somebody else. But if you're living in chaos, then you're not going to be creative. You're not going to get things done. So we just want to encourage you, develop and work on the habit. Kate uses a planner. You know, Malaysia, thanks for letting us know that this is one of your weaknesses. I struggle with this too, but I wouldn't even have made it close to where I am today if I hadn't got some level of organization. Because I'm probably like you. I'm creative. Like I don't actually thrive at this. This is very hard for me, but I had to learn it. So we want to encourage you, work on those daily routines, those weekly routines, dial those in so that you can scale and accelerate your success even faster, which brings us to habit number 6, and that is reviewing results. Benji.
You know, reviewing results can be as simple as when you upload a video, you're looking at how many views. Let's be real. How many of us actually do that? A lot of us, I'm sure. If you're remotely successful, you're paying attention to how many views, how many likes, how many comments, and you're comparing it to the last upload. And that is the key to growing, to optimizing, to figuring out the strategy that's going to work for your audience, for your type of content, and to get you closer to your goal. This can be even more complex. This can be diving into the analytics and really looking at the audience retention. You know, how long, how much of your video are people watching? Looking at the watch time of the whole month. Point is, we're reviewing the results of the videos and we're growing from it. You know, one of the things that makes any YouTuber that uploads a lot of content very powerful when you utilize this is you're just compounding. You're just building every time you upload, every time you see those analytics, and then you're adjusting little by little. One thing I want to mention here, JamFam says, no habits, no growth. Thank you so much, JamFam. The reason I love this little quote that you put up there is we're not talking about talent here. Notice Sean didn't say, you know, how well do you work at DSLR? I didn't say like how good you are at business. These are the keys to success that are really the principles, and habits is just something that anybody can build into their life. So reviewing results, just like the other habits, is one of the keys to being successful on YouTube when it comes to your videos, and not just forgetting about that video once you upload it. Really pay attention until the next video so you can pay attention to that one and pay attention to the next one, because internally you're going to build like an instinct about YouTube that is probably the most priceless thing, because when the time is right, you're going to upload that right piece of content. You're going to jump on that challenge. You're going to just know exactly when there is a huge opportunity, and you're going to capitalize on it because you're prepared, because you viewed results over a long period of time. Sean, am I saying anything correct here?
Oh,
Tell
you're
me.
smashing it. It's 100% true, Benji, because what gets measured gets improved. And as you dive into not just taking massive action, but evaluating it, then you can start making data-driven decisions, whether that's just looking at your past comments or views, or whether it's diving deeper in analytics. And we're excited because we'll, of course, have more analytics training coming up here on Video Influencers. But hey, if you're getting value out of this video so far, can you smash the like button? And we're going to dive into some more tips here, but we have a cool announcement. YouTube Secrets has been out for a while, but the audiobook is out now. But there's something we want you to know about. If you haven't ever got the bonuses, did you know that if you pick up the ebook, the audiobook, or the physical book, we have over $100 in free bonuses, including actually an action guide, here we go, a free action guide, and an advanced deeper dive video on the 7 C's of YouTube success. The way you get that is you just go to tubesecretsbook.com and you can enter in your receipt information, and then we send you all of this training. And what's cool is one of the guides you're going to get is breaks down a bunch of questions that'll help you get massive clarity about, like, you know, what are your reasons for having a YouTube channel? And it'll help you really reflect and go through, get massive clarity so you can grow your channel even faster. So all the details are in the YouTube description below. A lot of you have probably already picked up YouTube Secrets and you didn't even know about those bonuses. Make sure to get them because they're entirely free. And there's details down below in the description to check all of that out. But as we keep going here, we're talking about the 7 habits of highly successful YouTube creators. And in just a second, we also have that bonus strategy we told you about that actually most creators are overlooking on YouTube right now. But habit number 7 is continuous learning and personal growth. Benji.
This is the thing. I've been on this platform for 10 years. Sean's been on it for 10 years. There have been YouTubers on YouTube for even longer than that. The ones that succeed at a high level, they're always trying new things out. They're always testing new ideas. They're always learning and growing. That doesn't stop. In fact, when you, for whatever reason, think you have it all figured out and you get lazy on this habit, you're going to fall behind. I've seen it many times. And guess what happens to those ones that fall behind? They're like, oh, I need to get back on the horse and start learning. They start slowly figuring out what are the new tricks, what are the new principles to success, what are the new tools we can be using, and they slowly get back up there. But if you just don't ever let this drop, in fact, one of the reasons you're even watching this, that you follow us on Video Influencers, by the way, you should be subscribing if you think this is dope content, because this is what we do all day long. If you're here to learn the newest techniques, to understand what principles, or find out what are the habits of highly successful YouTubers, then this is the place you learn. You learn about what's working not only for myself and Sean, but other creators that we interview. And it is so important. And one more note on this, YouTube is always changing. I believe the algorithm is getting more simple and easier to figure out because honestly, it's just pulling up quality content. And if you keep people on the platform longer, but all those little nuances of the algorithm and when they make changes and, they have these policies they have to, implement, just being on top of your education and paying attention to, what is different is going to be so key. And what I think this is an ironic one, Sean, is because anybody watching this, you're here to learn. You're here to grow. But for some reason, that's not what you're here for. This is probably the thing that I'll be doing for the rest of my life, generally speaking. Not just for YouTube, but for life.
You're totally right, Benji. We are absolutely preaching to the choir right now because what everyone here is doing is continuous learning and personal growth. But I think this is one of my favorite ones because, especially too, it's both of us having over a decade of experience here on YouTube. We've seen people come, we've seen people go, we've seen people rise, we've seen people disappear. And when I think about continuous learning and personal growth, I actually think about evolution. Like, you have to evolve. Now, some of us are, and I don't mean like evolution, Darwin. I mean like microevolution. Like, you have to evolve just like someone in their career. We've seen one-hit wonder musicians, and then we've seen musicians like a Madonna reinvent herself decade after decade. We've seen different musicians that have lasted and those that have just had a hit song. And the only way you're going to last over the long haul, not just build your channel in the first place and maybe go full time, make some side income, hit that subscriber target, but create a brand and even a legacy that lasts, is a commitment. This isn't just a temporary thing. These are the habits, like lifelong habits, because lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. We call you influencers in this community of video influencers because that's what you are. You want to influence people for good. You want to influence people with your content. You want to make somebody laugh, make somebody feel encouraged, educate somebody about something, entertain somebody. And in order to do that over the long haul, right, we have to keep growing ourselves. How do we level up our skills? And I want to encourage you, we need to be growing outside of YouTube. We need to be growing as communicators, as leaders, as business. I mean, as business owners, at some point, you need to manage the money you make. Like, what about taxes? There's so much to learn. And in this industry, with how much it's changing, lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. So let's commit to continuous learning. Well, hey, we have a bonus tip for you, but this stream is, of course, brought to you by the audiobook, which is out now.
Yay.
Just FYI, if you haven't heard, the YouTube Secrets audiobook is out now. 3 hours and 38 minutes, narrated by, yes, myself and Benji. We alternate back and forth on there. Definitely recommend you picking that out. And actually, you can get a free copy if you don't have an Audible account. You could get a free, you just sign up for a 30-day trial. This could be your one free book. If you want to go directly there, tubesecretsaudio.com. Of course, links in the description below. Super excited. And thank you, everybody, for your support of the book. Would love to hear in the comments any feedback if you've read it. And if you want to review it on Amazon or Audible, we'd love that. But we have a bonus tip. And it's this, maximize the YouTube community tab. Benji, what are we talking about here?
Yes. Yeah, and Sean, if you want to pull up our vlog here in a second, but what the community tab is, it's a new tool where you can post onto YouTube and it doesn't have to be a video. In fact, you can't upload a video. Here is an example of our community tab for our vlog. We put up a lot of GIFs, and sometimes the GIFs will come with a link to that video. If you go down farther, you can tell this is a way for us to actually connect with our fans. As you can see, there's some polls there, right? You can actually get connected with your audience and find out what it is that they want to watch. What Sean's actually voting for the first time. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the vote.
Yeah,
there.
you got it.
And you can see, and this is what's so crazy about those polls and the voting. Tons of people don't. I don't want to say everybody because Sean just did it, right? But this is the thing. There's so much engagement there, and this is the key to community tabs. And then I'll hand it off to you, Sean. The thing about those posts, they're showing up in your suggested feeds. And I should just double check that it's going to happen. But when I go to YouTube on my phone, right, and I go to the home screen, I'm not kidding you. The first thing that shows up is a community post from my vlog channel, which I follow myself, right? I don't even watch a lot of the vlogs, but it's showing up. Second thing is this live, really powerful. You want to get on that suggested feed as much as possible, and YouTube is giving you this tool to be able to do that. Now, Sean's going to dive into specifically what ways to be able to capitalize on this tool. And what's great is you only need 1,000+ subscribers. Gabby, you should double check that. I mean, last time we saw that was the case, but this is so great. If you want to share an old video during maybe a week where you don't have any uploads, you can share an old video and it's going to show up almost like you just uploaded it. You get to put a little bit of a caption, like we said, polls, GIFs, pictures. The only thing you can't upload is an actual video, but you can share old ones. So Sean, community tab is something we're using here on Video Influencers. I've been using it on my vlog. You tell me, how are you using it yourself? Because I know that you've had experience as well.
Yes, Gabby just confirmed. If once you hit 1,000 subscribers, so step number one, make it a target to hit 1,000 subscribers, and we've got training on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed and look through some of our playlists, which you can actually get to right here on the playlist tab. We have a lot of great different playlists that you can learn from. But just a few quick community tab tips. We say this is one of the most slept on things that just people don't use. And the reason why it seems like, it's like, oh, well, you maybe only get like a few tips, like in this case, we actually shared a video here that was 10 months old and it got 26 likes and a few comments, obviously based on channel size. But the video is 10 months old. It's almost a year old, as Benji mentioned. And so a lot of people are just missing out on revitalizing old content, letting people, doing polls to get feedback from your audience, and really all of the above. And it doesn't take a ton of time if you, again, are organized, right? Plan it out, make it a part of your strategy. And so even over here on my Think Media channel, I promoted this live stream earlier today, right? So that you could, and people knew about it, right? This is an image with some text, just kind of an FYI. Of course, surveys, of course, other surveys. You can relink a video that's even new and interact with your audience. You can even just say something like, we sent out a happy Easter picture, right? And this is myself and my wife and our 2 dogs. And so many things you could do to deepen community, re-promote old videos, drive a little bit more traffic, and just don't sleep on it. If you got 1,000 subscribers, in fact, let us know in the comments, are you using your community tab? Do you think you're maximizing it? And the last thing I'd say is we actually make it a goal. We don't do it every day, but I think once a day is okay. Like, I think actually, because it could be something chill, a survey one day. And we usually target 5 days a week during the weekdays, maybe sometimes on the weekend, to do community tab posts. Because look, if you don't do anything at all, guess what'll happen? Nothing, right? But like, if you actually post the video and even 1 or 2 people see it, you've re-engaged a couple people. So definitely take advantage of the community tab. Don't sleep on it. That is our bonus tip of the day. Hey, a couple cool announcements. Number 1, audiobook's out. If you want to grab that free Tube Secrets audio. Number 2, we mentioned the bonuses, just FYI. You might have already got YouTube. I saw a bunch of people in the comments. They're like, I didn't even know about the bonuses. Whether you got the physical book or the digital book, the ebook, or now the audio book, all you need to do is go to Tube Secrets Audio, fill out that information, and you will get the bonuses for any version. And you get that download so you can get clarity. And actually, this coming Saturday, save the date, Benji and I are going live for like a part 2 of this stream. And we're going to be going deep on helping you get clear on your channel, get clear about who you're trying to reach, how to grow faster, get clear on your growth strategies. And this guide will help. So we recommend get the bonuses at, that's actually at tubesecretsbook.com. I will show you that just visually in case it was confusing, but links in the description right there, Tube Secrets book. And then number 3, last thing of cool announcements is if you'd be interested in a one-on-one coaching session with Benji and I, we actually talk about it in the first couple pages of the book where we can answer your specific questions and review your channel. It says here, just spread the word on social media. All you got to do is use the hashtag YouTube Secrets. And whether you post an Instagram video or picture or image or anything there, or Twitter or Facebook, just make sure to tag a post sharing about the book or sharing something, hashtag YouTube Secrets. Then you'll be entered to win. And right now we'll be following up on that over the next couple weeks, getting winners selected so you could get one-on-one coaching calls so we can review your channel and do some cool things. So a few cool announcements, details in the description about all of the above. If you got value, can you smash like on this video? And our question of the day is, what is one habit you think is important for success? Maybe on YouTube or maybe just in general. Let us know in the comment section below. Benji, final words. And by the way, everyone, we're going to actually sign off here, but we're going to come back on in just a few minutes and answer a few questions just to keep this video short. But final words, Benji, on habits.
You know, this is the thing. Why I love today's video is the fact that this is something anybody can do, right? We're talking about, you know, prioritizing the YouTube video upload, having a routine. These habits aren't necessarily difficult. It's just, you know, sometimes difficult to realize how important it is for your success. So simplify. I can tell you one of the reasons this is powerful is because these habits, even if they're done in different ways by different people, the principle of these habits is what leads you to success. So if you're loving this, hit that like button, leave a comment, and I'm excited to get into the Q&A. So hang out a little bit longer, and we're going to have a link on this or on our community tab or Twitter. And Sean, I'll hand it back off to you.
That sounds good. Influencers, thanks so much for being here. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you want to check out a video about how we batch produce videos, click or tap the screen right there. Watch another video from Video Influencers, click or tap the screen right there. And remember, this channel is all about helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. Keep crushing it, and we'll see you in the Q&A.